It is I! Ha ha! I'm broadcasting to you from deep in the bowels of my ancestral home. I don't know. This microphone is terrible. I apologize. But I want to get this video out to you because it's kind of confusing trying to buy a gaming PC in 2025. There's so many options out there. And most of you just want to play Fortnite. So I'm going to help you demystify some of this really fast, hopefully. Just go with some bare bones. Here's what you need. Here's a good value, and we'll call it a day. We'll try to do it in under 5 minutes. All right, let's do this. Okay. Epic Gaming, who makes Fortnite, says your basic system requirement. Well, basic, we're gonna forget about that. But recommended is right here. That's 2 gigabytes of VRAM and 16 gigabytes of system RAM, an i5 7300 or better, and a 64-bit operating system. They also want you to have a solid state drive, which, yeah, that's pretty good. They want NVMe, which is a special type of solid state drive. Any type of solid state drive is honestly fine at this point, but NVMe is, of course, the best protocol. I recommend 8 gigs of VRAM, as do they, for your best quality gaming. I would say your bare minimums for 2025 is something like this. You want a 64-bit operating system, of course. You want 8 gigs on your VRAM. I'd go with an i5 8500 or better. I'm going to show you how to build a good gaming rig for way less than they're going to charge you anywhere else in another video. For now, I mean, if you don't know how to do it, just whatever they put in there, as long as it's not like a 4th gen something garbage. As long as 7th gen or better, just call it a day and call it quits and do your gaming and be happy with it. 16 gigabytes of RAM, NVMe solid state or just solid state, and you should be good to go. So let's take a look at this stuff. I've thrown enough garbage at you guys. What do we have here? Let's start with this thing. This is actually a refurbished unit. It can play. It's slightly better than the bare minimum requirements, but it doesn't have 8 gigs. It has 4 gigs of VRAM. And it has 32 gigs of standard onboard RAM, which is way more than you need. But it's got a very old processor, which may be so old that yeah, it's sus. And for this price, not a good value. All right. Jump on over here to Amazon. You've got something with an i7. Again, they're not saying what i7, which again is sus, but we're gonna assume that's better than an i5 4th gen, and it's not saying that this is refurbished either, which is good news. So you're maybe getting a new. Let's see here. Hopefully getting a new unit. I don't know. Look at this beaut, right? So it's going to look like a proper gaming computer. You got your 8 gigs on board here. You got 16 gigabytes of system memory, and of course a slightly bigger solid state drive, all for $25 more, guys. So yeah, do this. Do yourself a favor. Just friggin' do that, like right off the bat. If you only had 2 choices in the whole world, that's the better choice by far. You get twice the VRAM, twice the hard drive, probably twice the processor, honestly, if you want to call it that, and for $25 more, right? But last but not least, you can jump over here to eBay, and if you want to do refurbished, I would do this refurbished. And I actually purchased this, and I will review it in another video. Something like this comes with a 1070, which is 8 gigabytes of NVIDIA GTX, which is great. You can customize the memory, the solid-state drive, and hard drive. The i7 is a little bit on the weak side. But again, out of the box, this is a pretty darn good value. So I would go with something like this. Amazon, this is not a bad value either. And both of them can play your sweet, sweet Fortnite. So remember, here's your bare bones system requirements, I would say, for gaming in 2025. Happy gaming, guys. Hope that helped.